make it a great one. Just be sure to leave out the doubt. Time to wake up.
Hi, I'm Tash, author and illustrator of Exit Without Leaving. Hiring is one of the most expensive decisions you'll ever make. And yet, most leaders make it based on one thing. Can you do the job? Now that's important, but it's not enough. Because if you only hire for skill, you eventually pay for it within your culture, the performance, or even worse, turnover. And today I'm going to walk you through the 4 C's of hiring, a simple framework that will help you make better hires and build stronger teams. Now, when you evaluate someone, don't just ask, can they do the job? Ask these 4 questions. Can they do it? Should they do it? Will they fit? And can they grow? And really, if we boil it down to the 4 C's, that's competence, character, chemistry, and capacity. Now, before we get into those 4 C's, here are 2 important things to keep in mind. This process is mostly about them, not you. Too often, leaders spend time selling how great their company is, and they don't spend time on learning about the candidate. Your goal is not to understand just who they are, but what they are, what they will contribute, how they think. It's not a pitch fest. But this is a 2-way evaluation. Be clear with the candidate. Say this out loud to them during the process multiple times. This process is about finding the right fit for both sides. It's a win-win. If it's not a right fit for them, it's not a right fit for you. So number 1 is competence. Can they do the work at the level that you need? This is what most people focus on. Experience, skill set, certifications, education, past results, kind of pretty much the resume, right? We focus so much of the resume and we forget that the candidate's right there. And trust me, it matters. You do want to know and understand the resume. At the end of the day, you need someone who can actually perform though. And here's the trap. Competence alone is not enough. You can hire someone highly skilled who disrupts your team, who lacks integrity, and quite frankly, someone who refuses to grow with the company. And if you've hired someone like that, you've created a bigger problem than what you've solved. So yes, verify competence, but don't stop there. Which gets us to our next category, character. Do they act in alignment with your values? So do they act in accordance with your values? Because here's the truth. Skills can be trained. Character really doesn't change often. If you've read my book, Exit Without Leaving, you know I talk a lot about values being the foundation of consistency. Every decision should filter through your values, like I'm showing you here on the screen. Values answer, how do we act? What matters here? What is acceptable? And more importantly, what isn't? So when you're hiring, don't just interview the resume, interview the person. Ask open-ended questions like, tell me a time you had to fight through something difficult. Or what are you most proud of outside of work? Or what did your upbringing teach you about responsibility? You're looking for patterns. Now pay attention because every detail matters within this process. So you want to pay attention to how they say it, why they say it. Are they able to articulate it in a way that sounds truthful? So here's for an example. If one of your values is grit, listen for how they respond to adversity. Do they blame others or do they own it and push through it? What is the language they're using? People will show you who they are if you know how to listen. Okay, the 3rd C is chemistry. Will they strengthen your team? This is where a lot of leaders get confused. Chemistry is not, do I like them or will I grab a cup of coffee with them? Although that is an important part in the process. You want to get them in a relaxed environment, but that doesn't mean that's chemistry. That's just to loosen them up so you can hear how they talk, how they think. So chemistry is more about team dynamics. You want to ask, what is the current makeup of this department that they're going to be hired into? What personalities already exist? Where are we strong? Where are we weak? Then ask, does this person balance or disrupt that dynamic? For example, if your team is highly technical, but low communication, you don't need another quiet technician probably. You need someone who communicates clearly, bridges the gaps, and elevates the team dynamic. Remember this, Great hiring isn't cloning, it's balancing between your team and the new hire. We don't want to clone people. We want to balance out the department and the culture that already exists. Fourth is capacity. Can they grow into what you'll need, not just what you need today? This is where a lot of people kind of get confused and they make the wrong decision on their hire. You don't want to regret this later. You're not just hiring for today, you're hiring for where the business is going. And I'm talking about your vision. And hopefully, if you've read my book, Exit Without Leaving, you can see that vision is broken down very practically of goals, characteristics, and big milestones. So ask, can this person take on more responsibility over time? Do they want to grow? And do they have the mindset to grow? And here's an example. If someone has done the exact same role for 10 years and tells you, I love what I do, I don't want anything more, I'm just looking to fill another role just like this, that's not bad, but it tells you something. They may be excellent in the role, they might be reliable, they might be very consistent, but they may not be able to lead a team, take on new challenges, scale with your business. And that's okay if it matches your true need, meaning you need someone in that kind of seat for the next 5 to 10 years. But if your business is growing, you need people with capacity to grow with it. So you need to think 5, 10 years down the road and see what's the capacity that they're going to be able to grow with you as you grow. So let's bring this all together. So when you're hiring, run every candidate through this filter. If you miss one of these, you're going to feel it later. Maybe it's 3 months, maybe it's 6 months, maybe even a year down the road. Now, here's a simple way to use this immediately. After your next interview, rate the candidate from 1 to 5 in each category. Then ask yourself, where are they strongest? Where are they weakest? And most importantly, what risk am I taking by hiring them? Because every hire is a trade-off. Great leaders don't ignore the risk, they understand it. Hiring is not about filling a seat. It's about building a team that can perform, grow, and last. If you're focused only on competence, the resume, you'll build a team of individuals. If you focus on all 4 of these C's, you'll build a team for the future. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, contact us at connect@consultlivingwater.com, and get free access to our online community for more resources, even better than this one. I'll see you on the next video.